There we go. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Most of you will remember Zach. If you do, he's here and he's going to be talking in just a little bit. But I want to introduce someone else too, someone you haven't seen yet. And three of these guys will be up here speaking to you tonight a little bit about their lives, about what's going on in their lives, what they're doing, and hopefully giving you an idea of what you could do in your life. And so I want to introduce to you a guy by the name of Andre Sees. So before transitioning into marketing, Andre studied law and advocacy at the Glendale University of Law. He graduated, he received honor recognition in constitutional law, torts, community property, and pretrial practices. He gained the highest scores in his class for those areas. So would you please welcome Andre Sees.
Wow, what a performance, right? So excited to be here, guys. As Pastor Larry shared, my name is Andre, and I'm here to share a special message from my heart, and I'm super excited. So I want to start off by asking one question. How many of you guys like games? Like any type of games? Computer games, board games? Okay, great, awesome. I'm in the right crowd then. So I have some good news for you. You guys are actually playing a game right now, okay? The game is called the academia game, okay? And in the academia game, the aim is simple, right? You get good grades, you go to school, you graduate, you meet certain requirements, and eventually you get a degree, and maybe you go to another school, you get a higher degree, and then you get a job, and that's it, right? And the academia game is a very important game because that's your job right now, right? It's to study, it's to do well, it's to learn certain skills that will make you successful in school, right? And in life. However, one thing that I wish somebody would have shared with me when I was in school, when I was your age, is that there's actually 3 secret games that I wish I would have known about in school, that if I were playing those games as well as the academia game, I would be a lot more successful and a lot more fulfilled in my life in the future. So do you guys want to know what those games are? Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm in the right place. I'm excited. So the first game is a game that I like to call the personal development game. Okay, the personal development game. And in the personal development game, the aim of the game is exactly what it sounds, is to develop yourself personally. But it's also to really know yourself. Know yourself and what drives you, your passion, your motivation, right? What causes that you choose to adopt and you choose to really stand for, right? Another way to think about it is understanding God's special calling for your life, right? And a lot of times, because of the academia game, we don't spend a lot of time in the personal development game. We don't really, because in the academia game, people tell us what we need to study, right? People tell us that we have to take algebra and then algebra 2 and then etc., right? But there's actually a lot of really awesome stuff out there in the world, a lot of great books, a lot of awesome mentors and coaches and people who've identified what makes them tick. And they live passionate and they live excited, right? I'm lucky to be one of those people, right? As Pastor Larry told you earlier, I graduated from law school in California. And my journey was, I thought that I wanted to be a lawyer. I thought that I wanted to be a tax attorney, and I wanted to be important in society. I wanted people to respect my IQ and my intelligence and look up to me. And I was doing it all for the wrong reasons. I was doing it because I was very insecure about who I was. I cared too much about what people and society as a whole thought about me, right? And I didn't really seek God's direction as much as I should have either, right? Because all I knew was that I grew up around smart people, and I was competing with all those smart people, and I wanted to keep up, and I wanted to be somebody in society. And I thought by becoming an attorney that I would meet that goal, and I would make a lot of money, and I would be happy, and everything would be great, right? But the problem is that I didn't really take time to know more about myself. And how you know that you're losing the personal development game is if you become depressed, if you have anxiety, if you're not excited about life, if you wake up and you're thinking, God, what am I doing? Like, where am I going? I'm just kind of floating around without any kind of intention, without any kind of goal that I'm excited about, right? And if that's you right now, that's perfectly normal, right? You're still in high school, you're figuring everything out, but there are things that you can do right now to help you in this personal development game to position you to be more successful in the future, right? So here are some tips on how to win the personal development game, right? Number one is read a lot, okay? Like, I know it's probably not your favorite thing in the world, right? But if you read, reading is the equivalent of being able to download somebody else's brain and life experiences into your brain and life experiences. It's like the biggest shortcut in the world, right? But the problem is that when we're in the academia game, right, we associate reading with pain, right? Because nobody wants to read a math book, right? At least I don't. So, but a lot of people do. The people who find out the importance and the excitement about reading, they actually enjoy reading because now they're reading for pleasure. Now they're reading to learn more about themselves. Okay, so step one is read more. So if you don't like to actually physically read, that's not a big deal. There's something called an audio book, right? And you know, instead of like, when you're on the subway or in the bus, instead of watching like K-pop, like music or Korean dramas on your phone, right? Like I see a lot of us do. By the way, I love K-pop. Like I'm not bashing K-pop at all. I'm a big fan of Blackpink. Do you guys know Blackpink? I got some Blackpink fans up there. It's good. I'm excited. I don't feel so old, right? But at the same time that you guys do that, also like listen to an audiobook, right? Listen to an audiobook that specific purpose is that it was written for the specific purpose of you learning more about yourself, right? And like identifying your strengths and your weaknesses. And as you go through that process, you're going to learn more about yourself, and it's going to be awesome, okay? So the second tip also to winning the personal development game is to invest in, a lot of people like to focus on material possessions, right? They think that if they have a Gucci bag, or if they have like a BMW car, or if they have a big mansion, right, then they're going to be happy. But science has already proven, right, and the Bible also warns us, right, not to accumulate treasures, right, that get destroyed on earth, right? But not only that, but science has also shown us that the accumulation of physical, tangible things is not a source of happiness, right? Like you get an instant kind of dopamine burst, like a dopamine rush, like, oh yes, I have this new thing. But it wears off really, really quickly. But you know what doesn't wear off? Travel, experiences, right? Like you guys have heard of the concept of buyer's remorse, right? Like when somebody buys something and they forget, or they buy something but then they regret it, right? Nobody has ever come up with a term called traveling remorse, right? Why? Because everyone loves to experience things and see different people and experience different cultures. It really opens your mind. When I was in school, I was privileged and honored to be part of an organization called Campus Crusade for Christ. And what we did was we went on short-term missionary trips every summer, okay? And I was able to go to Thailand, China, even Jeju Island. And honestly, those experiences were some of the most enriching, amazing experiences ever because I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about God's calling for my life, and it was incredibly amazing, okay? Also, surround yourself with people that encourage you on this journey. People that move you along, right? People that are not toxic and negative and, you know, hate life and don't want to wake up in the morning, right? Like, you are the average of the 5 people that you hang around with most, right? Like, that is one of the core personal development concepts. You are the average of the 5 people that you hang around with most. So choose very wisely who you choose to spend your time with because you're going to become like them and they're going to become like you. And you're either going to push yourself forward into like a better, happier place, or they're going to hold you back, okay? So that's important. And the second game that I want to quickly talk about here is a game called the money game, okay? The aim of the money game is basically to have enough money to be financially fulfilled and financially free, okay? Sometimes the problem with the academia game is that we don't talk about the money game because, you know, it might be, people think that you're too young, and because the academia game is not engineered in order to allow you to be financially free, right? It's engineered to help you get to college, to get to the next level, and to help you learn more about yourself, etc. Right? So the money game, you know you're winning the money game when you wake up and you have enough money and you're excited, right? You know you're losing the money game when you don't have enough money to pay your bills, right? You're a slave to money because you're living paycheck to paycheck, right? So I don't want that for you guys. So how to win the money game is number one is understand what money is, okay? What is money? right? Like probably when you think about money, you think like, oh, it's that thing you get when you go and get a job, right? But actually money is something bigger than that. Money is value, right? If you create value in the marketplace or with an employer, they give you money, right? How does the employer get the money to pay you? They create value in the marketplace, right? So a lot of times we can bypass the middleman, the employer, and just directly create value in the marketplace and get money, right? But a lot of people, they don't think about money that way. They think like, oh, it's just this thing. But if you educate yourself now about money, right? If you learn how to budget, if you learn how to save money, if you learn how to create money in the form of creating value, those are skills that you can learn now, okay? And secondly, if you have any inkling of being an entrepreneur one day, like any inkling whatsoever, like you can imagine yourself having a business one day, then there's no reason why you can't start now, okay? The internet has created an incredible opportunity. It's disrupted everything, all right? So with Google and YouTube and like all these, you can literally go right now, not right now because we're talking, but you can go after class, right, assuming you don't have anything today, and literally go on YouTube or any other platform that has videos and trainings and learn a skill that you can charge thousands of dollars for in a weekend, right? It's insane, and a lot of people are doing it, but when we're in the academia world, a lot of times that's not the focus, that's not the emphasis, so we get these limiting beliefs around money, right? And lastly, I do want to mention about the money game that surround yourself with people who also speak the language of money and want to understand it, right? And I know you guys are young, so I'm not going to belabor this point, right? But a lot of times, like, people have this dirty kind of understanding of what money is, right? Like, people tell us that money is the root of all evil. But the problem with that is that the Bible doesn't say that money itself is the root of all evil. It says that the love of money is the root of all evil, right? But for some reason, people distort that. And people, like, see this money as, money as this very dirty thing. But it's not. You can do a lot of amazing things with money. You can help so many people, donate to charities, donate to the causes that you're passionate about, and be financially free so that you're not a slave to money. You can focus on, serving God and accumulating experiences and doing a lot of really good things, okay? And lastly, the third game I want to talk about is a game that I like to call the people game, all right? The people game. So what is the people game? The aim of the people game is basically to get people to be able to influence people and network and know how to communicate and know how to get your point across and know how to sell yourself and know how to empathize with your fellow man, okay? That's the aim of the personal development, of the people game, right? And the problem is that sometimes we don't really talk about the people game, right? Like we just go through life and we learn things the hard way, right? But you can be intentional about learning how to communicate. You can be intentional about learning how to publicly speak. You can be intentional about learning how to empathize with other people and trying to see things through their eyes, right? Not assuming that you understand them, not assuming that the surface level is all there is, but really digging deep. And right now, at this time, that's probably one of the most important skills that you can develop. The ability to really learn about others and understand, because for whatever reason, like, we've lost touch of that, right? And that's why traveling is so important. That's why studying is so important, because you learn. You learn about the different cultures and the way they see the world and the different filters that they're applying, right? And so that's really, really important. So you're winning the people game when you can influence other people, when you can get your point across, right? When people like you because you're a good communicator, you're an empathizer, you're not stepping all over people, right? People are just attracted to you. You're like a magnet, right? People, they look at you and they say, wow, there's something different about this person, right? He has integrity, he's genuine, he stands for something, he really cares about me, right? He's not going around through life like elbowing other people and not caring, right? So that's how you know you're winning the people game. How you know you're losing the people game is when you repel other people, right? When like nobody wants to be around you, right? And I know you guys were probably thinking of like one person, and if you're sitting next to them right now, don't do this, right? Yeah, like those, you're losing the game when you're that one person, right? Like, and you don't want to be that one person, because I have a secret for you guys. If you're good with people, then you don't have to be like the best student in the world, okay? You don't have to have like the highest degree from the most prestigious school in the world, all all right? You can influence people to trust you and like you, and they'll help you out, they'll support you, right? They'll create shortcuts for you because they trust you and they like you. So that's really, really important, okay? And the last thing I want to say is this concept of life, right? As you know, I like games, right? So I see life as a game as well. A game where God engineered this amazing experience for me called life, and a game that is winnable, all right? That is really, really important. You have to believe that God created this life in a way that is winnable for you, right? But He's not going to play the game for you, right? That's not a fun game if God just came down and started living your life and playing the game for you. But He does make it winnable. He does send people your way. He does give you opportunities, right? He does give you mercy when you make mistakes, right? But you have to play. You have to be active. You have to be resourceful. You have to go out and meet people and really learn about yourself and follow God. Don't be in this little bubble of like, hanging out with the same 2 or 3 people for the rest of your life and, being around the same place for the rest of your life. That's not going to help you. That's not going to support you in the long run, okay? So, did you guys learn a lot? No? All right, cool. So cool, I'm excited. And I want to introduce another awesome speaker. Like as you guys saw here, that was an incredible display of like art, right? I mean, that was. And I want to introduce Shin, who Shin is an awesome guy. Shin is, I haven't met him for like a really long time, but like I know about all he's done. Like he's been on a show, like a TV show called Dance 9. He's the owner of like an awesome dance crew in Daejeon, and he's traveled literally the whole world almost. He's been to Japan dancing. He's been to China. He's been to France. He's been to a lot of places dancing. But the most important thing about Shin that resonates with me the most is he really cares about his people. He takes care of his crew. He's a very sweet guy, very giving, very nurturing, and I know he's going to have a lot of really good stuff to share with you guys. So if you guys can help me welcome Shin to the stage.
안녕하세요. Hi everyone. 오늘 my English is not perfect, so when I just don't know difficult word English, can I just explain just by Korean sometime? It's okay? Thank you. 저는 춤을 한 20년 정도 췄어요. I just started from my dances when I was kids, 10 years old. So many times interview in TV show and newspaper, and so many people ask me, like, hey Sin, what is your art? And then I want to just look like cool, right? So I just made it fake, like, art is water. And sometimes, art is my fashion. That is my life. Sometimes, what is your art, Sin? Art is just like my girlfriend. That is all fake, all liar, right? I want to be just look like cool, but I'm just 35 years old now, so many times I'm just thinking about what am I dance, what is the art, what am I do, who am I? Just answer is always simple, always simple. Okay, I want to ask you, what is the art? Water. I agree on what you're saying, 100%. Okay, I think art is like this, just like different thing, that is art. So many people look there, and then if I just tell to another thing, that is art. Okay, I just explained just one simple story. 2 months ago, I went to hospital, and then I looked at one mother and a kids. They fight each other. You did it so many times in your home, right? Don't fight with your mom. So many times, right? So I was thinking about why they fight. So I heard their story, and then kids is hard like back in here. So just So mother said like that. Oh, look at that. Oh no, why here? Oh, okay. I wanna see. Just kid like that. Don't do that, mom. So many people look at me. Don't do that, mom. Mother didn't do her. Just like, oh, why? I'm worrying. How much you hurt? Don't do that, mom. I'm shy. So many people look at me because your mom. We fight the same reason with the family, right? So I changed my art answers from the 2 months ago, and then so many times interview, then my answer is like that. Hey, what is your favorite artist? I say like my mom, and then your mom either. Okay, let's talk about that. What kinds of a party is the same like artist and mom? Did you think about that? Hi. Okay, like this. I'm dancer. I wanna be artist. I wanna try to be artist, but not yet. I'm just kids now. But you know, so many just check really good and a popular artist life. Their life is really stupid. They don't care money. They don't care family. They just only focus their work, painting, dancing, something blah 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 blah. They don't care about anything else. This point is same like mom. That is why we fight our family. When they just kiss her, he think about the another people, right? He's scared. Another people's eyes. Oh, they'll look at me. But think about your mom. Mom, another people, mommies don't care. Just worry about you. Like art. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Think about it. When you just go home, when you wake up late, and then mother told like that, you have to eat the food first. Mom, late, the school is late. Mommies don't care of the school. You have to eat the food. Because the mother is thinking about that, about your body, right? But you're not doesn't like that, right? Think about it. Your mother is bought your clothes, right? And then winter clothes, so like this. And then, okay, it's your present. So winter is coming. You have to pick this one. What? Just designed? Oh! What is it? Colors? I don't want it. Go back. Think about it. Mother doesn't care about any design, just worrying about you. Don't make it cold. But you care about other people. There is a fight, right? So if we understand the mother mind, and then when I just mother think about the son, they have the connection and then each other, right? I think that is art. Your mom is a 100% artist. There's a fight to you, right? And then so many students just told me like it. When I just teach dance, they told so many students like this. It's like, I can't, baby. I have changed my dream. My skills not go to a more high level, right? But I told them, hey, when you just born, you got the 100% everything. There's not like this. Study is not like this. Just like keep cutting. You know? Just I said like that. I want to just talk about the more deep story, but I will study English more. I will be back. Okay? Thank you. Okay, enter this chair.
Thank
good to be back. Some of you guys may know me. I actually worked as an RA here for like 3 years and then went on to pursue some other things, but I'm back. I'm glad that my friends could come here and share a little bit about their stories, and now I want to share mine. We only have a few minutes, so I'm going to kind of just freestyle it. But, you know, most of you guys know, like, I was actually born here in Busan, South Korea, and then I was adopted by my parents in the States. And I grew up in this place called Iowa, which is like the whitest place ever. And, you know, growing up was really hard for me, right? So I looked different, and then I also spoke different. You know, I couldn't say the letter R until I was in my 20s. So people would always make fun of me and tease me. I had a speech impediment. And, you know, on top of that, I got really bad grades. I had ADHD. Doctors diagnosed me with ADHD and gave me medicine, and I couldn't focus in class. I was always getting in trouble, getting really bad grades. When I was in middle school, my GPA was a 1.6. How is that possible? You know, it was just a time in my life where I didn't care, right? And I didn't try. I was always negative, I was always complaining. I didn't care about life, so life was kind of, you know, a terrible time. That was not a good time, you know? And then I went into high school, and I was still really awkward with my words, right? I didn't know how to talk to people, I didn't know how to talk to girls. I never had a girlfriend. It's not like it was in college. But then I found dance, and when I found dance, I started to become more positive, more motivated to study and change my life around. And that hobby became my passion, which eventually became my full-time career. So now I'm traveling the world teaching dance everywhere I go, and also have other business. But I know that you guys right now are probably feeling a little bit lost. You guys don't know who you are. You don't know what you want to do. You know, you guys are stressed out, studying for SATs, trying to get into a good school, you know, thinking about the future. And those are all good things, right? But what I want to tell you guys is that the school that you get into or don't get into doesn't dictate your worth, like who you are as a person. You know, I know in like Korea, like reputation is really important. And yeah, guys, it's good to start thinking about your future and set big and lofty goals and think about what you want to do in life. And you know, the secret to doing really well in life, whatever you want to do, if it's a doctor, a lawyer, an artist, an entrepreneur, is to reach out and connect with other people who've been there, who are doing what you want to do, and ask them what made them successful. And then you just simply do what they did to be successful, and you work hard and you have a good mindset. But you know, that's all about you, and you know, life isn't about you. You know, it's not all about your reputation, it's about the character, who you are. So instead, you guys should be thinking right now, like, what kind of doctor you want to be, what kind of lawyer, what kind of person you want to become. That's your character, and that's what life's all about, your heart, your soul, and spirit. And more, you know, life is about God and people. It's thinking about how to love God and love people every single moment of the day, and thinking how to best love love people. And so, what I want to say, guys, is that life is pretty simple. If you just simply do like some of these things that these people told you to do, like you develop yourself, you put God first, you put people first, right? You're feeling lost right now. But if you reach out to God and you pray and you ask Him like for direction and guidance, He's going to show you the way. Right now the path is a little bit unclear and you're not really sure. But just simply trust God, reach out to Him, and He's going to take care of you. And all I wanted to say is, you know, to wrap up things is, you know, say this, is that, you know, it's just, guys, it's, you know, trying to seek His kingdom first. And then everything else is going to fall in place. So, you know, it's been good sharing with you guys here a few minutes. I'm going to ask Pastor Larry to come up and pray, and then you guys will be good to go, I think. Thank you.